Powers such as flying in space, etc., are all fragmentary and not worth a particle of self-realization, for this is the unbroken and immortal bliss of the self in which all else is included. Thaumaturgic powers are also hindrance to self-realization. Of what use are they? They are but simple acrobatic tricks. The creator's status appears to a self-realized man to be only a trifle. What use are these powers unless for wasting one's time? There is no accomplishment equal to self-realization, which is alone capable of ending all misery because it is the state of eternal bliss. Self-realization differs from all accomplishments in that the fear of death is destroyed once for all. Realization differs according to the antecedent practice and commensurate with the degree of purity of mind, may be perfect, middling or dull. You have seen great Pandits well versed in the Vedas and capable of chanting them quite correctly amidst any amount of distractions. They are the best. Those who are capable businessmen repeat the Vedas quite correctly when they engage in chanting them without other distractions. These are the middle class, whereas others are constantly chanting them and do it well. Such are of the lowest order among Pandits. Similarly, there are distinctions among the sages also. Some sages abide at the self even while engaged in complex duties such as ruling a kingdom, example King Janak. Others can do so in intervals of work. Still others can do so by constant practice alone. They are respectively of the highest, the middle, and of the lowest order. Of these, the highest order represents the utmost limit of realization. Unbroken supreme awareness, even in dream, is the mark of the highest order. The person who is not involuntarily made the tool of his mental predispositions, but who invokes them at his will, is of the highest order. He who abides in the self as I, as spontaneously and continuously as the ignorant man does in the body, is again of the highest order. He who, though engaged in work, does not look upon anything as non-self is a perfect sage. He who, even while doing his work, remains as in a sleep is a perfect sage. Thus the best among the sages are never out of samadhi, be they working or idle. He who is from his own experience capable of appreciating the states of other jnanis, including the best among them, is certainly a perfect sage. He who is not influenced by happiness or misery, by pleasure or pain, by desires, doubts or fear, is a perfect sage. He who realizes pleasure, pain and every other phenomenon to be in and of the self is a perfect sage. He who feels himself pervading all, be they ignorant or emancipated, is a perfect sage. He who, knowing the trammels of bondage, does not seek release from them and remains in peace, is a perfect sage. The perfect among the sages is identical with me. There is absolutely no difference between us. I have now told you all these in answer to your questions. You need no longer be perplexed with doubts. Having said so, Transcendental Intelligence became silent. Then all the rishis saluted Shiva and the other gods and returned to their own abodes. I have now told you the sacred Gita of pure knowledge, which destroys all sins and purifies the mind. This Gita is the best among Gitas because it has proceeded from abstract intelligence herself, and it leads one to emancipation on being attentively heard and cogitated upon. This Gita is a raft to save one from sinking in the ocean of samsara, cycles of births and deaths, and so it must be read or repeated every day with love and care. Thus ends the chapter of Vidya Gita in Tripura Rahasya.